Hi there, welcome back. This is Ona Christie with Art of Awakening, and I'm going to be doing a spirit animal reading here for the coming week. But before that, it's such a beautiful day, and I've been having people ask about the hikes, and it occurred to me that I haven't really done a hike video for a while, so I thought I'd take you on a little hike and just talk a little bit about vibration this week before we pull cards for this week. All right, so this is a trail that's actually within the city limits of Marquette, Michigan, and so if you hear traffic noise or people making noise or whatever, there's a lot of people out today because it is so beautiful. We had a bunch of snow recently in early May here, so there's a little bit of that left, and it's still pretty chilly, but it's gorgeous, and I think we can expect some really the trees are going to be popping really soon as it warms up next week. So okay, so vibration. I've been doing a little bit, a few more readings than usual this week because I had that pay it forward offer last month, and so it's been my pleasure to work with quite a few people in a row. And the thing that kept coming forward was this concept of vibration. And I noticed that, we all know this, but it's fun when you work with people that you really kind of strikes home, is the unique energetic vibration that each person has. And so the guidance is really having me pay attention right now to vibration, because it's like right now the whole planet is shifting its vibration, and so the vibration that we hold as individuals absolutely influences that, and vice versa, right? The planet and its collective vibration is influencing us as individuals. So we're looking at spiritual laws here, right? So the first spiritual law, of course, is the law of oneness, that everything is interconnected. And this is something that we can see so beautifully in nature. Nature is the embodiment of, divine concept. And so, yes, we all have all sorts of religions and spiritual wisdom, right, that's passed on from person to person or from spirit to people, or but these are models. Anything that we can conceive of, and even the spiritual laws themselves are a model. But when we look at nature, this is embodiment. This is the spiritual consciousness in practice. And when we look at nature, this is what we see is interconnectedness, right? Everything is dependent on everything else, the whole, and the whole is the entire environment here is impacted by all the individuals, the individual species, and even the individual plants and animals and microbes and all the stuff, right? It's all interconnected. And so looking at this concept of vibration, that spiritual law number one is this interconnectedness. And then another spiritual law is the law of vibration, is that everything is vibrating, right? So some things are vibrating very, very fast, a higher frequency. Others are vibrating at a much, much lower frequency. And then we have the concept of as above, so below, the law of correspondence, and which is, that the vibration of one thing is going to affect everything else. And this is really, we're feeling this a lot, I think, right now. Just really feeling it as the planet changes, as there's all these shifts going on. We're at this unique time in history where the vibration can really shift very radically, from one day to the next, right? And I don't know, I'm sure you've been probably feeling these shifts as well. Last couple days have been pretty intense, and today feels to me, at least where I am at, to feel a little more expansive, a little more open. Oh, check it out. I don't know if you can see it. There's a big bird that just took off. So the idea here is that as we expand in consciousness, our vibration rises, and we also become more influential, right? So if you are familiar with the Hawkins scale of consciousness, it actually breaks down some of the different emotional frequencies, right, or the spiritual frequencies that we have as a scale that you can actually kind of see where you're at the scale of consciousness. Things like shame, shame being at about 20 on the level are vibrating pretty low, right? Fear, I think, is even above shame and guilt. Once you get to the level of courage, things shift, right? It becomes a little bit more expansive and open. And once you reach the courage, I think, is at about 200. Love vibrates at about 500 on the scale. Love and above is this zone where you start experiencing the synchronicities and a much more expansive kind of experience. So that said, what I've noticed is that we're all anchoring a certain vibration right into the planet, and so that's like a vibration that we've kind of mastered, right, or in the process of mastering. For instance, one individual I spoke with was vibrating, anchoring, I should say, this level of courage, this vibration of courage, and that is so significant, right? Somebody who's reached that level is able to actually transmute some of these lower frequencies that he or she may be surrounded by. Okay, if you're vibrating at the frequency of love, it really does transmute. And they say it's like one person vibrating at the frequency of love will transmute, or be able to lift the vibration of thousands of people, right? But the thing to keep in mind is that we all, even if you are vibrating at a higher frequency, it's not static. It's we all are going through this shifting experience, and there may be times where, if we're averaging at the vibration of love, we may dip down sometimes into fear, or even way down into shame and guilt, right? And because we're all transmuting stuff and working through stuff, right? And even picking up on other people's energies. So being aware and being conscious of our vibration is a really critical thing. And if you're really working on raising your own vibration, just being aware of things and working to increase the vibration. Another thing that Spirit keeps telling me is that it's really the vibration that matters more so than your accomplishments, right? That, if you're vibrating at a level of love or joy, or, any of those higher vibrational frequencies, it's really a matter of just kind of following the guidance from Spirit, because if you're really in alignment, you can be apparently, ego might say that you're not doing anything. If you're maybe even just brushing your teeth, right, and you're vibrating at this, say, frequency of joy, you're actually anchoring that consciousness right into the planet. And what that means is, even just brushing your teeth, you can have a tremendous impact, right, if that's truly in alignment for you at the moment. Take a look at any of these trees, right? A tree in its natural environment, where it's healthy and thriving, is vibrating at an extremely high frequency. Okay, I couldn't tell you exactly what frequency it is, but and we know the impact that trees have, right? They are so critical and impactful in the environment, in the water cycle, the whole thing. It's like they're showing us, really. Trees are amazing teachers. So one way that you can very quickly raise your vibration is through gratitude, because gratitude apparently on the scale is up, way up there. It's like at 900, and which is insanely high. And yet it's a concept that it's relatively simple to, you know, to start feeling grateful, right? Yeah, to me, it's a very kind of tangible sort of vibration or emotion that is relatively easy to will oneself to hit that vibration. You know, thank you, and we're all grateful for something. So even if you find yourself is sucked back into some of these lower vibrations, you know, just thinking of something that you're grateful for, or if you know, sometimes if you're feeling really low, it is like find something that you're grateful for. At other times, it's if you can actually be grateful for the thing that's getting you down, and that's an amazing alchemy when you can do that. But it really does work to turn that switch on vibration and bring yourself up a notch, and in doing so, you are bringing up the world and even the universe up a notch, right? So I'm going to go ahead and find a place to pull a few cards, and then we'll call that a day. Okay, so this reading is for the coming week, and if you're catching this right away, it'll be the week of May 10th, 2020. If you're catching this at a later date, if it may actually resonate for you then too, because, you know, time is what it is. But I'm actually recording this on the weekend of this May 10th weekend, Mother's Day weekend. So happy Mother's Day, everybody. Hope that you have a really good weekend. I'm using my Spirit Animal Awareness cards. This is actually a proof deck because I'm switching publishers. So it'll be the same deck. I've changed out a couple little things on the cards, but I will be able to actually offer this wholesale. So if you know of anybody who's looking for wholesale opportunities or retail opportunities for cards, let them know, because I'm really excited about this ability to get these out in a little bit bigger way. All right, so looking at guidance for Mother's Day, the week of Mother's Day 2020, or whatever week you happen to be drawn to watching this video. And the first card to come up is being a little bit shy. There we go. Sometimes they take a little while. This one here. Okay, Tiger. Tiger is got a lot of meanings here. So I'm trying to figure which one is jumping out at me. I'm seeing a lot of flame here into this tiger's face. All right. So I think I'm going to take passion as the primary thing coming forward here for this week. And passion is a beautiful purpose-led kind of thing, right? So I would say really feel into what's your passion. We feel really passionate about, because that's where you need to be putting your energy, right? When we're doing something that we're passionate about, it raises our vibration, right? It raises it into this level of joy and bliss and so forth. Those are really high in the vibrational scale. Okay, so that's why when we're following our passion, or when we're doing work that we're really passionate about, it typically is going to go really well, right? Things tend to fall into place when we're doing passion-based work. So see what you can do this week to allow time for your passions, right? Hi, how are you? Hiker with dog. So, all right, so passion is the first thing to come forward, and paying attention to giving space for your passion, allowing your passion to bloom, right? Whatever it is that makes your heart sing. Second one to come up is eagle. Okay, eagle, for me, always is like the spirit guidance. That's right. Okay, so for one, I'm seeing it as a real confirmation, this first card. Okay, eagle for me often shows up, almost always shows up. It's like if I'm really super on track with something and that's really aligned with my passion and purpose, eagle's going to show up, right? So eagle is really I really have like this crown chakra kind of feeling for eagle, very spirit, right? Spirits, eagle's like this, it shows up at powwows, right? If you're ever at a powwow, an eagle almost always shows up, right? It's like this super high level confirmation of path. So look for eagles, look for anything that reminds you of an eagle this week, and that is going to be a confirmation of that, you know, that you're really on track with your purpose, with your passion. The shadow side of eagle is kind of this prideful ego, right? Because ego is the shadow side of your higher aligned spirit. Okay, so watch for anywhere that pride shows up. Okay, pride can show up in a lot of ways. Sometimes it's this, oh, this person needs me, so I can't really follow my passion, right? Because I'm needed. That can be a very actual prideful thing, even though it may not seem like it, right? It may seem like we're giving. so be very careful of that vibration of pride. And the third one is cougar. These are all just extremely powerful. This could be a very, very, very power-laden week, which could mean that there's some intensity this week, okay? All these animals, and especially cougar, these big cats, that can be extremely intense. So be sure that you are really allowing yourself to rest. Big cats spend a lot of time sleeping, okay? So if you're feeling really intense, or if you feel that vibration moving down into anxiety and so forth, okay, pay attention to your body, pay attention to your physical needs, pay attention to also the vibration. Bringing gratitude into whatever you're doing is going to assist with keeping your vibration higher. All right, so I hope that you've enjoyed this. Have a wonderful, wonderful Mother's Day week, or whatever week this is for you. I think this is going to be potentially a very interesting and possibly impactful week. This could be a turning point for some of us, right? Have a lovely time, and we'll catch you again soon. By the way, you can follow me on Instagram below, and if you want to take advantage of my offer this month, is that I am doing a sliding scale or by donation session. So if you're interested in that, the link to that is below as well.